All right, we've all been there. You finish a great meal with friends, and then that awkward moment comes when the check arrives. Who pays for what?
Oh, should you split it evenly, or does like everyone cover their own meal? It can be really confusing.
Yeah.
All right, so Food and Wine, they had an article about this, and they wanted to give you some ways to split the check, especially like at the last minute when everything is on one check and you decide to do it.
Yeah.
And everything's not split up. So this makes sense. Okay, so number one, don't forget to tip. Just don't assume that someone else in the party is covering the tip. So kind of be aware of the collective amount of money that's being collected in the what do you call that? Like the binder or the folder where the tip, where the receipt is. Also, make sure that you know like what amount to tip for your meal, like what amount is appropriate. Don't forget to include the tax. So you add up what you ordered in your head, and then you forget to add the taxes in. And then the person who might be paying for the whole check is confused because they come up short.
Right, because people didn't account for all the other stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Let your server know right away if you're planning to split the bill. So this would kind of avoid all of this. And then that way they can create multiple seats on the check, so everyone knows what they're paying for. And usually for big parties, they do this right away.
Yeah.
Don't expect people to cover multiple alcoholic drinks.
So we're splitting it down the line, and Mikey's like, I need 3 Pinot Grigios tonight.
Don't expect other people to cover that. That's not really fair.
Yeah.
Don't ask the server who pays for what. I was thinking, like, this really happens?
I can't even imagine.
Yes. Apparently people do this.
Well, I think this might come into play if it's, I want an appetizer, you eat a little bit of it, but I eat most of it. Like, am I supposed to pay for it? Of course, I would pay for it. I ordered it.
Yes.
I'm happy to share with you.
But we need to figure that out. The server
not the server.
doesn't.
No, not at all.
Also, handle splitting amongst yourself. So there's all of these apps, maybe Venmo, Cash App, so you can do it yourself without having to put the burden on the server. It could also be a tough thing, but servers typically have multiple tables, and then because they're putting in so many checks into the POS system, it can create a line there. Also, don't steal the pens. That's a big one because they need those. And then one thing I noticed is like arguing over the check is normal in a lot of different cultures.
Like, I'm paying for it, not you. Like, let me pay for it. I will say, you know, we like to split. I mean, obviously a lot of people split the bill, but if we are going out to eat as a family and there's one additional person joining us, more times than not, we will just cover that person.
Right,
because
same.
I'm not gonna, it's just too hard.
Yeah. And I think if someone is just like, hey, we've got you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right, exactly.